ध्यान योगा. Uh,
Yes.
ध्यान योगा. Uh,
Okay. Yes. Both
So,
of you act.
different types of yoga like dhyana yoga, bhakti. Like that.
Yes, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, first of all, Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, then Dhyana Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga. These are the 4 types of yoga. Correct. And okay, what is the meaning of yoga? Anyone remembers? What is the meaning of yoga? I told.
to connect with God.
Yes, to connect with God. Right. And how you can connect to God? How you can connect?
Sir, with meditation.
Only with meditation? Yes, meditation is one of the ways to get connected with God. But we saw there are the 4 different types of yoga. All of them are just like paths. Just like, let's say you have to reach your school, right? So is there a single way or there are multiple ways to reach there? There can be multiple ways, isn't it? So one of the ways, the first way is known as a Karma Yoga, which stands for doing activities to get to keeping Krishna in the center, right?
Sir,
And that is, whatever you do, let's say you are studying. You think that I'm studying, why? Because I want to do something for let's say making people aware of Krishna. I want to do something to connect them to Krishna so that they can also become happy. That can be Karma Yoga. Similarly, they can be Jnana Yoga stands for reading scriptures or gaining knowledge.
Dhyan yoga,
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti yoga, and
Yeah. And Karma Yoga. These are the 4 types. And Karma Yoga, I already told. Jnana Yoga means you are doing, you're acquiring knowledge. Just like all of us right now, what we are doing. We are studying the Bhagavad Gita. We're trying to understand what Krishna has told on the Bhagavad Gita. And we're trying to understand about Krishna. We're trying to understand. But that is also developing a connection with Krishna, right? Because when you when can you connect with someone? Only when you know about them. Just like when we started this session, I asked you about your introduction and I told my introduction. Why? Because once you know each other, then you can have a little connection and can, share thoughts with each other, right? Otherwise, I would just come and start speaking. You'd rather not even for to listen what I'm speaking about, right? Okay, so that is about Jnana Yoga, and then there comes Dhyana Yoga. So Dhyana Yoga is what Athar told, meditation. So you meditate. How you meditate? You just focus your mind on God or on the thoughts of God. So that is meditation, right? And the 4th one is Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is basically you can understand it as combination of all the 3. So there will be activities, there will be reading scriptures, there will be doing meditation, and all of them to get connected to God with love, right? So there is a factor of love which comes in Bhakti Yoga. Right? In all the other three yogas, it may not be pure love. It may be our own gains, but Bhakti completely means doing something out of love for God. Is Bhakti, right? So, right. All right. So, I think I had told you about karma and karma yoga. Anyone can tell me the difference between what is karma and what is karma yoga?
Sir, can you repeat?
My question is the difference between karma and karma yoga. I'll just write down in the chat. Difference between karma and karma yoga. What is the difference? Oh, sorry, I sent it in the private. Consider the question. What is the question? There are two terms, terminologies, karma and karma yoga. So what is the difference between these two?
Sir, karma and
Karma yoga. Karma yoga, I told you about that, right? One of the types of yoga. What's the difference between the two? So don't they look like very similar? Karma here and then karma, and there is an addition of the word yoga. So how does it make difference when you add the word yoga to karma? Any wild guesses?
sir, karma is sir, karma is if I do something good, then I get good results. And if I do something cruel or bad, then I get bad results. And karma yoga is karma is uh, uh, to connect with God through.
Yes. You're very correct. To connect with God via doing those activities, right? Via that activity. So your purpose in karma is just about action and reaction. You do something, but you're not thoughtful of why you are doing that, right? But it becomes, when you add yoga to it, that means that activity you did is for getting connected to God. That is a difference. So I'm just going to show you one video. This will give you a good understanding of what is karma. It's an interest, right? Any one of you have seen this video, the karma ghost?
Sir, I don't think so.
Okay, so I'll just play it, watch it, and then we'll discuss about it. Right? I hope the voice and
Sir, Vimal sir had shown this video.
okay, you have seen this video?
Yes, sir, but you can still show.
No, sir.
Yes, sir, Vimal sir had showed.
Okay,
Had shown.
it's a short video, so we'll see it again, and we'll discuss just if you have seen, then it's even better. So let's see it once more. Just to see if the context is clear. So you are understanding what is happening here, and what are these few small uh, you know creatures or whatever you call
The
them.
tiny,
Yeah,
tiny.
yeah. So you are understanding what is happening and how they are coming on. Why they are coming into picture. So these four how these four ghosts came on this person, and explain. You are understanding, right? Or should I explain?
Sir, these tiny uh, things are doing bad things.
No. So see, this whatever. So just like the first example, you see what happens when this person comes and he hits the car. What happens? It comes and hits on his head, right? But basically, it's just a representation. It's not the reality how it happens. But it's just trying to show us that how it can happen, right? Uh, what happened here? This person kicked the car. It's not good to kick anyone's car. And what happened? He did something bad. So what happened? As a result, one karma came and sat on his head. So these creatures are called here karma ghosts. So it represents that one reaction came and sat on his head. So basically, these creatures, will later on cause something bad to happen with this person. So that is basically what it means. Just like here, if you see, uh, you know, uh, he's saying that okay, he vandalized a car, so he is calling himself as a vandal. So whatever, it's just a representative fact. And then what happens is this person, mistakenly, they cover the eyes of the persons. Apparently it is shown like that, and this person somehow, steps on the stool of the dog. So basically, it's a you can call it as a reaction that happened due to his one of his bad activities, right? So this is basically saying that if you do something bad, then a karma ghost will come and sit on your head, and something bad will happen, right? Is it clear? Isn't it? Any doubts here?
Sir, these tiny people are karma.
These tiny creatures are
Karma?
animals.
No, sir. Sir, these tiny people are karma.
Yes, karma ghost. So this is a title, right? Karma ghost. So here it's shown like that. It's representative. Don't take it as it is. It's just shown to make us understand how this science works. So karma is a science, right? Every action and then reaction for it. So it's a science. Just to make us understand, it's shown like this, right? And yes, here we are called as karma ghosts. Right. And here you will see one very even more important thing. When also another important thing is shown here. At this see, this karma ghost is sitting here, right? On this person, and his name is what is his name? His name is Punk. That means this person must have done something wrong, cheated. But then he will go and sit on the head of this person. See here. He was a faker based on the person who was the beggar who was acting like being a blind man. However, he was not a blind man. So the karma of that person was transferred to this person who did another bad thing to this person. So this actually happens. So when we do something bad to others, their karma actually comes on us, right? So that's also another fact that we can understand, right? Okay, move on. I hope that's clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll continue. I will see what happens.
Sir, what does neglect mean?
Neglect means, I think, he must have done something which is neglecting his duties, something like that. Let's say we have some duty to take care of someone, but we are not taking care of, that's just neglect. So here the neglect is, shown to be cutting the, it's so interestingly made. See, so this neglect, what you do is you have cut the brake of these, pull down the brakes of this car. So basically, it, out of neglect, now that he cannot anymore put brakes on the car. So it's shown in a very made in a very uh, nice way. Then actually, still he doesn't die. All the other, they're trying to, they're some or less heinous activities. There are levels of crimes. So some crime is little less, some crime is moderate, some crime is extreme. So with these crimes, small crimes, but then another big crime, what is that? Then and causes the death of basically, I we already discussed that, there are, many things you can understand about the science of karma. It's obviously not exactly how it works, but yes, to some extent we can understand from this, very nicely, right? There, there are different levels of uh, bad activities lead us to different results, and the more severe our bad activities are, the more severe our reactions we'll have to face, the more severe our sufferings will be, right? So this is basically the science of karma, as we were discussing. Every action has a reaction, be it good or bad, right? So any comments on this or anything you'd like to add? Or any questions on this video or till now what we had discussed? No questions? Okay, good. So we just, I told you about, this was about karma and karma yoga. When you are in the consciousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whatever activities you're doing, obviously when you are trying to connect with God, then activities have to be good. With bad activities, you can only go away from God, right? So that is why it is said, when you are in karma yoga, you have to follow certain rules and regulations. That means, what are the rules and regulations? First and foremost is no meat eating. That means no violence. So we cannot do any violence, right? Because if you see, every living entity is connected to God, isn't it? Every living entity is a part and parcel of God, just like we are. A plant or a tree or a animal, everyone is part of, a son of children of God. So we cannot hurt anyone in just the name of, our for our what you can say taste, or for just our fashion. Just like you'll see many animals are killed just for their skin, so that people can have a nice coat, or they can have a nice purse or something like that. So that's first rule, that we should no violence, uh, unnecessary violence. Yeah, violence is permitted if you have to uh, protect the dharma, but violence, unnecessarily killing others and hurting others, is prohibited, right? So many people get confused also on this aspect of violence, that people say that there should be no violence at all. But violence is required when there is dharma. Because just uh, take example of a policeman. If you tell, yes, Aditi, just let me complete this and come to your question. So if you tell a policeman that you don't have to do any violence, so what how do you assume they will handle the criminals? Someone does a crime, and the police will go and request them, oh, please don't do the crime, right? Be a good man. You think they will listen to him? No. So violence is necessary to establish dharma. But at the same time, if that same police personnel is unnecessarily hurting someone, then that is not good. So there has to be a balance between violence and violence. Yes, you have raising hand. Aditi?
So, if 1 second.
That's okay. Can go ahead with the question.
So, sir, but if the policeman doesn't know that this one is the thief, and by mistake he hits the other person, but the person is not the thief. So,
So how to understand this? Yeah, so that policeman is at fault, because how can you punish someone if you don't know that he's in the crime or not? So that is where the system of justice and the system of hearing came into picture, right? So if you see, today we have the court system, isn't it? So there is court where people go, and if there is some unjust thing that is happening to them, they report it, and there is hearing from both sides, and the judge gives the answer, and then the punishment is given. Similarly, in earlier times, there used to be kings who used to do the justice. Everyone would go to the court, and they would share their problems with the king. And just like, for example, Lord Ram, if you read Ramayana, every day Lord Ram would hold a court for common people to come and share their problems, and Lord Ram would give justice to all the people, right? So then only you can punish. Without knowing, definitely we cannot punish, and that would be uh, our mistake if we are without knowing punishing someone. So that is why a system is established like that. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think this was the first question. So for the first point that I discussed, then there comes the second point. No intoxication. That means I'm talking about the rules that you have to follow uh, to follow the process of yoga. The first rule is no violence, no unnecessarily violence, The second law is no intoxication. That means no drugs, no liquor, nothing of that sort that basically has the capacity of uh, what you can say, uh, curbing the capacity of our mind. Because what happens when someone is intoxicated? What is the danger of intoxication? Anyone can tell why it is said that one should not consume intoxicants? I'm sure you must have learned about this. So anyone can give you reasons why it's not good to consume intoxicants? I'm sure no one of you does, but just tell me the reason. It's pretty simple. Okay, I'll maybe share. So one of the important reasons of no intoxicants is because when someone consumes intoxicants, so what is the result of that? That person starts to behave, uh, in a like a crazy person. He will not have proper sense to how to deal with others. He will not. He will start fighting with others. He will start shouting at others, right? And he will, even he may kill someone. That is why to avoid, protect him from doing prevent him from doing any violence to others, be it verbal, physical, or any sort of other violence. Intoxicant is prohibited because that induces one to lose one's common sense and control of one's mind. And there are high chances that one may commit some offenses, some bad things. That is why intoxicants is prohibited. And it's not just some people say that, okay, I will just take a little and I'll not get affected. But see, my dear sir, there is no little. When you start consuming intoxicants, there is a chance, high chance of getting addicted, right? So that is why it's very, very dangerous. And, don't take it very casually, never, right? So it's very addictive and, can destroy one's life. Many, many people have been destroyed due to that. Right? So that is the second aspect of no intoxicants. The third comes no illicit connection, right? So in the Vedic systems, you will see, uh, man and woman, they are always kept in a proper, there is always a boundary set between them. What does that mean? That means only once they are married, they are able allowed to mingle, right? Otherwise, you will see nowadays what happens is, a lot of you always see the news of marriages breaking up and due to affairs of both husband and wife. And and what is the impact of that? Both the lives of the parents as well as the children get impacted due to it, right? And so much chaos in the society. So that is the reason that illicit connection of man and woman is prohibited. It is the third rule. And the fourth rule comes, that is no gambling, right? So gambling, what is gambling? Gambling is basically you basically it's just kind of you put some money and you engage in some game like that, where you have a chance, someone says that you can double your money and triple your money, and such sort of things. So that is basically gambling. And that is also uh, told to avoid, because gambling also has a chance of destroying our lives. How it is has a chance of destroying our lives? Because one who gets, you may remember the very famous pastime of King Yudhishthir. So anyone remembers what happened to Yudhishthir Maharaj due to gambling? What was the result of what happened to Yudhishthir Maharaj?
Sir, I think that was how you're done.
Mhm. This is the third. So he was, he was bereft of all of his kingdom, all of his opulence, and even his wife Draupadi, and she was about to be insulted publicly. Well, that is a result, so much dramatic and so much destructive results of gambling can be there. And it is said that a gambling match between Kauravas and Pandavas was one of the major factors leading to the Kurukshetra war. And you know what happened in the Kurukshetra war? How many people were killed? Practically only very few percentage of people who were involved. There were more than 60 crore people who fought the war, and very few percentage, little percentage of that people survived. Most of them died in that battle. It was so catastrophic, the result of gambling. You see, so that is why these four activities are, is always, if you want to follow yoga, if you want to make your lives peaceful and nice, then you have to always prevent yourselves from these four things. What are the four things I told? Anyone can repeat? What are the four things I told? You're on mute, Aditi, if you're speaking. Anyone unmute and speak? Okay, I'll repeat. The first thing was, I'll just write in the chat. The first thing was, I told no meat eating, right? So that's the first. That means no unnecessary violence. Second thing, what is the second thing? No intoxication. So it includes liquor, drugs, or all of those things which can have that sort of addiction and that sort of ability to hamper our thinking, right? What to says. And the third thing comes.
So
No.
you told no unnecessary violence.
Yes, that is the first one. No meat eating, right? So that is, they are similar things. No unnecessarily violence means violence. Meat eating also causes violence, right? So that is why it is mentioned like that. Okay, what is the third thing? No illicit connection between man and woman, right? So basically, this means that outside marriage one should not have any connection. When you are, proper marriage, there is always, you can have a husband, you can have a wife, and lead your life like that. But outside of that, it is prevented to have any other connections. Then the fourth thing, what I told, no gambling. These are the four things, or activities that we have to follow, rules we have to follow if we want to follow yoga. And not just yoga. Actually, these four things are very important for us to avoid any sufferings. But they help, because these four activities leads to sufferings, right? They will cause reaction, just like we discussed about karma, right? So these are the bad karmas, right? Gender equality be one of the points. I didn't understand how gender equality comes in this. Yeah, definitely gender equality is very important. But these are the things which can lead you towards suffering, which can cause reactions, very drastic reactions, right? And on the other hand, gender equality is a social issue. Basically, it's how we live our life, right? It's just like equality. Equality means equality of all the sorts, be it gender, be it social, be it racial, be it caste, right? So basically, it means that every soul is equal, not just genders. Even someone is rich, someone is poor, they're also equal, because we are talking on the soul, on the level of soul. Everyone is a soul. Even a rich man is a soul. Even a poor man is a soul, essentially. Even a woman is a soul. Even a man is a soul. Even a black person is a soul. White person is a soul. So all of them are soul. So that means part and parcel of Krishna, and thus they are equal. But that's a different topic altogether, right? Third?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. So these are the four things that we discussed, um, and we discussed about karma and karma yoga. Okay. I'll just start the topic that we were supposed to start, so that you know uh, we can continue on in the next class. So, we are going to start the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, right? Attaining the so the title of this is Attaining the Supreme, right? Very very related and very very relevant to our discussion so far of yoga. The yoga basically means connecting with the Supreme, and connecting and attaining, they're a similar thing. Attaining the Supreme. So, what are the topics that we will be discussing in this 8th chapter? The first topic is remembering Krishna at death, right? So what Krishna says about uh, remembering Krishna at the time of death, right? So basically, we will see some slokas where Krishna tells what should be our consciousness at the time of death and why is it important, right? And here we will discuss about uh, what body do we get, you know which body next we will get, just like I told you about soul. When the soul passes from one body, you may have learned in the second chapter that soul passes from one body to another. It transmigrates, just like you have a cloth, this cloth. After this cloth gets torn, you will get a new cloth and you will give on to uh, that new cloth, isn't it? Similarly, this body, when it becomes old, this body is given up and you get a new body. So how does it take place? Which body you will get? You will get a very healthy body. You will get a very weak body. You will get a birth in India. You will get birth in America. Even some people can get birth in a tree species. Someone can become an animal. Someone can become a demigod also, right? Can become an Indra or other demigods, right? So what all things are the factors for that we will discuss in this topic. And second topic comes remembering Krishna by pure bhakti, right? So take here Krishna will share what is pure bhakti, and how to remember Krishna with that. Then we will have few small discussion on material world versus the spiritual world. So that means there are types of worlds. There are two worlds basically. One is the material world where we are living, and the spiritual world where Krishna lives. I had told you about that. The spiritual world, that means Vaikuntha, Shaked Dham where Lord Ram lives, or Golok Vrindavan where Krishna lives. They are the spiritual world. And then we will discuss the supremacy of bhakti in attaining Krishna, right? So it will basically deal with how bhakti helps in achieving Krishna. So, that means bhakti is the best process out of all the four yogas, right? The karma yoga, the jnana yoga, the dhyana yoga, the bhakti yoga. So out of all of them, the bhakti yoga is the best. That we'll be discussing, right? So I'll uh, just discuss. We'll just recite this shloka, and we will end the session, or we will move on to the question and answer session, right? So, and also I give it as a homework for you to practice it and remember. So all of you can recite after me what it says. So we'll read one by one word at a time first. So this is from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, shloka number 5, 8.5. Please repeat. Antakale
Antakale
chamam eva
chamam eva
maran muktava कलेवरम यह प्रयाति समद्भावम याति नास्ति अत्र संशयः.
तो वहाँ पे लैपटॉप लेके जाएं क्या?
We'll read one sentence at a time. अंतकाले च मामेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरम् यः प्रयाति समद्भावम् याति नास्ति अत्र संशयः. Yes, so one by one, both of you can try to recite. Who would like to recite first? Go ahead.
Sir, I will. Sir, can I do first?
Yes.
अंतकाले च मावेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कालेवरम् या प्रयाति सा मद्भवम् याति नस्य अस्त्र समस्या.
Yes, very good. Okay. Thank you, Atharv. Next, Aditi.
Yes, sir. Antakale च माम् एव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरम् या प्रयाति समद्भावम् याति नास्ति अत्र समस्या.
Very good. Thank you. So both of you did nicely. And now I will just share, read out the meaning of this, and then we will stop. Gita 8.5. So what it says, what Krishna says here is Antakale cha mameva smaran muktava kalevaram. That means, and whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me, yah prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshaya. At once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. What it says is, but it basically means, whoever at the end of his life, when someone at the time of death, he remembers me alone. That means he remembers Krishna alone, attains my nature. That means he attains to Krishna. Slow, Krishna's abode, which is the spiritual world, Goloka in the spiritual world, Goloka planet. Of this there is no doubt. And Krishna says, there is no doubt that if someone remembers me at the time of his death, will certainly attain my abode. That is Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual world. Right? So basically, what we understand is that we have to leave our body. Definitely, everyone has to die at some point in time. Anyone here who can say that I will not die? Or anyone in this person, in this whole creation, someone has seen someone who never dies? Is there any personality in this whole creation, material creation, who never dies? Can someone say that who is the most powerful person in the world today?
Sir, richest or
the most powerful? Okay.
Sir, God.
Who? No, not the Lord. In us, among the human beings.
Sir, the Prime Minister.
Who?
Sir, the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister of America, is it?
Yes, sir.
President of America, you mean?
Yeah. Yes,
right
sir.
now, who is the president? A GK question. Let's see who knows. All of you study GK, isn't it? So tell me, who is the Prime Minister?
Sir, I know, sir. It was from J, sir.
Who was?
Sir, it was from J.
It was from J. Yes, you're right.
Sir, Sir Joe. Sir Joe. Joe. Sir Joe Biden, sir.
Yes, Joe Biden. Maybe you have to brush up your GK skills. Yes. So it is Joe Biden or Biden, I don't know. So basically, let's say he is the strongest or most powerful person in on the earth today. Can he claim that he will never die?
What, sir?
He will never die. Can he say like that? What do you think? He will die or he will not die? He will die or he will not die.
Yes, sir. He will die.
He has the most strongest army in the whole creation to defend. The US army is the most powerful, isn't it?
Sir, but he will still die.
He
Will still die.
oh still die, isn't it? Yes. But he has the most, so you may say that he may die of some disease, but he has the most advanced doctors in the world to take care of him. Won't they be able to save him?
Sir, he will die of old age. Then
Still he will
no
die.
person in the earth is.
Every person has to die.
Aditi says, sir, I think you are not aware of the GK, this fact that every person has to die. Yes, you're very right. So every person has to die, right? So anyone can say where after dying he will go. Will he go to India?
Sir, if he does bad karma, he will go to hell, and if good, then heaven.
Okay, he will do bad karma, then he will go to hell. If he go good karma, he will go to heaven. And what if he does both bad and good? Where will he go? Sir, he will be in the midway, neither in you know on the earth itself.
No, sir.
So where he'll go?
Sir, his body would die, but his soul won't.
Yes, so will not die. But where he will go? He'll go to hell or he will go to heaven? He has done both, good karma and bad karma. So sometimes he did good, sometimes he did bad, like all of us.
Sir, if so let me think.
Sir, you only tell.
Yes, Aditi, what do you think? Yes, so basically, no one can know where he will go, but we can know by, yes, we cannot know from our experience, because someone who dies, we cannot ask him, oh, where did you go? We cannot call him and say, oh, tell me where are you right now? Share me your coordinates. We cannot do that, but yes, we can know from the Shastras. The scriptures tell us that where one goes after death. So here, Krishna is very nicely telling that whichever thing he remembers about, he will go there. Right? So easy. So let's say what I will do, I will just remember Krishna and I will shoot myself. So I will go to Krishna. Will that happen? Why? Here we see that Krishna says that, whichever thing you remember at the time of death, you will go there. It will not happen because we are externally thinking about Krishna, but internally we have so many other desires. We have a desire that, oh, I want to, I want to, take his property. He has such a nice car. It would be better if I got that car. Or someone may be thinking, oh, uh, I've never gone to America. I want to go to America. Or, oh, I want to eat this. I want to eat that. So externally, we may call Krishna, but internally, so many things are going on. So Krishna here, when he says that whatever you are thinking at the time of death, it does not mean externally. It means internally what is there in our mind, right? So if you want to go to Krishna, if you want to go to the higher planets, then our consciousness should be trained like that at the time of death we can remember Krishna, right? So it requires training. It's not that easy, right? That is why it requires little practice, it requires little patience, and it requires reading scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and reading Bhagavatam and knowing the stories of all of these great souls, and basically following the rules and regulations, the four important rules that I shared. And then we can, if I can guarantee you, if you follow these four rules, you will not go to hell. Or if we follow these four rules, we will not go to hell. That is for sure. We may go to heaven, we may go to even the spiritual world, but at least if we follow these four rules, which I have given in the chat, I can guarantee you that we will not go to hell. And it's not my guarantee, it's the guarantee given in the Shastras. So, it's a very good opportunity for us, right? If we want to improve our lives and improve our destination of the next life.
I did.
All right. So I think I'll stop here. It's 5:32. So we started a little late, so that is why I don't took little more time. So before we end, any of you have any questions?
No, sir.
No questions. So all of you understood everything, I should assume. That's good if you understood everything. All right. So I have shared the link of the shloka that we discussed today in the chat. Sorry, in the WhatsApp group. This is another homework for all. Try to remember that shloka. It's an important shloka. And also the previous shloka that I had shared. That also if someone wants, they can share the screenshot. Anyone who has taken in the group, so that everyone can see it. So these two are as a homework for all. Okay. So shall we conclude then? Okay. Okay. So thank you very much for joining and so patiently hearing, right? Um, please do the homework, and again we'll meet in the next session and continue on this discussion. Okay. Okay.
Sir, Hare Krishna, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Atar. Thank you, Aditi.
Bye, sir. Hari
And nice day. Hare Krishna.